Hey guys, it's your boy EGK here, eSlicky Gang here with another breakdown for a character from Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. One of my favorite Switch games right now. I'm playing it non-stop. I can't stop playing the game. The game is amazing. If you haven't gotten the game, and you're thinking about whether you should get it or not, check out my review. The link to my review is in the description below, and it'll break down the game for you, and you can decide whether you're gonna buy it or not. I definitely recommend to buy the game. But we're gonna talk about the Doctor Strange, and here we go. Doctor Strange is placed in the support category in Marvel Ultimate Alliance. His strength lies in the fact that he can provide long-range heals and synergy combos for the powerhouses that he would do well to work with. His base stats, as you would expect, are naturally geared towards mastery and resilience, which allows him to dish out about moderate magic damage while receiving less magic damage from enemies. This stat spread, however, makes it wise to keep a distance from physical attackers due to his low durability, but with his added flight ability, which you can see in the bottom left hand corner, he can get out of tight situations and reposition in order to continue his role. All of these things are going to be made possible for extended periods of time because of Doctor Strange's best stat, his energy, which controls how large his mana pool is, and that's pretty important when it comes to using abilities in succession and how often you get them back. Looking at his skills, first up we have Flames of the 14. And this move is a great first move to get. This move has Strange stand in a place with slight armor and shoot a jet of flame for 2 to 3 seconds in the direction the player is choosing. It's essentially a flamethrower, and of course it being a fire move allows for some of the more useful synergy attacks for high level trials. Such combos as Coalescence, Catalyst, and Elemental Barrage, which are used extremely often late game and in trials. So definitely a move you want to invest some energy into. Next up we have the Crimson Bands of the Katoric. This move is inconsistent at times, but man, when it does work, it's a beautiful thing. When you use Crimson Bands, Doctor Strange shoots out 3 snake-like strings of magic that seek out targets on the map and binds them. The greatness of this move is that it can bind heavy enemies. But the problem with this move is that sometimes the bands don't find targets, even if there's a bunch of enemies on screen. So it's one that I recommend using at your own risk. But Doctor Strange's third ability is the real deal. Winds of the Watoomb is the reason Doctor Strange is on your squad. I mean, with the right energy management and teamwork, Strange can change the whole dynamic of boss fights. This move has Strange stand and shoot a controllable vortex of wind that heals all his allies caught in the cone, and not just a little heals. If enough mastery points are put into Strange, he can put up about 1500 heals per character per use of the skill. The 1500 to the character would come in about 3 to 4 500 bursts at a time, but this happens quick enough to where it's a pretty big shot of energy. I highly recommend making sure this move is maxed out. Do that first. Do that one first. All 3 of its upgrades are extremely useful to the move itself, especially the increased effectiveness, but definitely that last one where it says increase range, area of effectiveness, that's going to be important. That's definitely going to be important for larger area fights and trials that have your characters spread out sometimes. Lastly, Bolts of the Balthak is going to be his least used move. While it is his most staggering move, he should never be in position to have to stagger the boss anyway. And while it does provide a quick get off me AoE move for Strange, the move's inability to be continued into more than one spin is holding it back. The move worked a lot better when the PC used him as a boss character, but it ended up being slightly underwhelming on the actual playable version of Doctor Strange. So probably shouldn't invest that much into that move. You're not going to be using it that much. Getting into his normals, Strange's light combo is a mid-range assault of 3 beams of light in pretty quick succession, but where Doctor Strange shines is his strong attack. While it might take a quick second to charge, this big ball of energy slightly tracks enemies in front of it and provides a big stagger gauge hit. Sadly, this big ball of energy is not his jump attack. Instead, When this character jumps, he shoots down these very inconsistent blades of wind that do minimum damage and knock down small enemies if they hit. But the problem is that the move is really hard to hit and takes some time to get used to, and they're very niche projectiles. The extreme attack is super cool. Dr. Strange sits in the air and summons a multitude of spell circles that rain down magical hell on all the enemies on screen. It's awesome. This is a pretty cool move. This is one of the best extreme attacks in the game, hands down. Moving on to his best team fit. Dr. Strange best synergizes on a defenders-based team with Luke Cage, Daredevil, and the flex option being either Hulk or Iron Fist.
I am the immortal Iron Fist, weapon of Kunlun, and I'm fulfilling my destiny.
We get it, Danny. We fucking get it. If you go with the guy who shall remain unnamed from all of my videos now on, he will give an additional boost to durability, which is helpful to Dr. Strange. But if you choose Hulk, you will increase the team's resilience, which is needed for more of the brutish characters which are usually on Dr. Strange's teams. To sum it all up, Dr. Strange is a great mid-range character with moderate energy damage, amazing synergy potential, and probably the best support on the game. So yeah, he's an A-tier character. First A-tier character to be reviewed, and I'll be coming up with a tier list when my entire series is done. Actually, I'll come up with a tier list whenever I want to. Next time I'm on tier.com, tierlist.com, I'll make a tier list. How about that? If you want a tier list video, let me know in the comments and tell me who you think is your favorite character in this game so far. Hey, thanks for checking out this video, man. If you want more content from Marvel Ultimate Alliance and future Nintendo Switch games coming up, stick with me. Leave a like, leave a subscribe, hit that bell button, and come check me out. I'm always going to be here. You can have me up on Twitch every day, twitch.tv, eSlicky, Twitter, eSlicky, everywhere, eSlicky. I'm eSlicky. I'm EGK. I'm eSlicky Gang King, and I'm out.